What we're dealing with here is a total lack of respect for the law.
Right, so a small knowledges now, and this one is about how this the Bible, right, the King James Bible, becomes the King Shame Bible, right? So it becomes like a shame idea, right? And they use this sort of biblical stuff to like basically they have to in order for them to have the T program running, right, they have to destroy the confidence of the natural people, right? They have to destroy the sort of confidence, because if they've got strong confident like real people, natural people, the T people aren't going to rule the roost type of thing, see? So they've got to destroy the confidence and destroy the sort of the steam and all that of the natural populace, right? So I was looking at the wording and all that, right? So the idea of James, right? So you have the name Seamus when you go into like your Gaelic and your Irish Scots and all that. And the Seamus thing becomes James, right? And then you've got like the big theme within the Bible, right, is the idea of shame and sin. And if you look at like the descriptions and the meanings and that, say the idea of the sin becomes shame and guilt, and the same thing like the shame idea becomes sin and guilt and all this, right? So they have to sort of Psy-Op you with this in order to have the T program in place, see? So that when you have like King James becomes King Shame, see? So for all we know, like the King James person might not have even existed. see what I mean? Who knows? Obviously, who knows with like with these people and not what the reality is and not, but it becomes like the King James edition of the Bible, see? So after, like, and of course, obviously, we know, like, from, you see, for example, like your ideas of Charles Dickens plays and all this stuff. Yeah, now what you see on the television, they've got these ideas of like this, like prudishness and all this. Like they've got like two extreme ideas, right? One's like the sort of the prude, like the sort of sexually repressed and idea, right? Which is, they call it Victorian or something, right? Victorian. What's that word? The one where they're sexually repressed and all this. And then the other idea, right, is the sort of swinging 60s, let it all hang out idea and all this, right? So it's like two extremes, right? And obviously, like, if you're a natural person and not, it's like you neither of them things, you're in the middle of them type of ideas, right? You're neither like repressed or whatever, nor like a swinger and all that type of thing, right? And of course, that swinging stuff and that is to do with King's Road, and that's a King's Road in London or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like this, they create the ideas, right? Victorian repression or something, and then your sexual let it all hang out ideas and all this, right? So obviously, like I say, normal people's is just in the middle, just normal, you know what I mean? There's no like extreme swings about it and all that. So they have these ideas, right? And this is the biggest idea in the Bible, is the idea of the sin, right? So what's this sin? What is it really? See what I mean? This idea of sin. And you've got the paragraph or whatever, the parable or whatever, about the natural man's life or whatever is cut short, is full of woe and suffering and all this, right? So obviously they're against the natural man, right? The King James thing, see, becomes shame, see, and then if you remember, like, that idea of like the TV program called Shameless, it's like all these ideas of like a shameless hussy and all this, and they had an actress called Olivia Hussey, right? So it's like, to me, right, this puts it together, and it's like these tea drinkers are like shameless, right? Because they've had the sort of the sexual thing and that theoretically removed from them, so they're shameless and all this, right? So they're going about their business without shame, right? And the natural person is under this like cloud and that of shame and all that. You know what I mean? Like and this would tie in with all the stuff like the recent Psy-Ops and all that. The Psy-Op, see, is weaponized Psy-Op against natural people, right? Obviously, you know what I mean. I remember, like, there was one in the press and media and all that, and it was about the Greggs Bakers company, right? And the Greggs Bakers company, and obviously the Greggs is like triple G, right? 3 G's for 777 code, right? And it was featured in that Manchester event what they had. It had like a piece of like the film footage of that Manchester event prominently displayed, like a Greggs shop in that, you know what I mean? They give a 777 in that, right? And one of the Psy-Ops was one of the Greggs bloke. I think it was like the son of the founder of Greggs, the company, was